Right now, I am in my garden having beer with some popcorn. But at the same time, I am also sharing something with all of you guys. So today, I wanted to talk about podcasting. I started doing podcasting around 8 years ago in 2011. But after a while, I stopped doing it because at that time, I thought that podcasts are not really popular. Although I thought that podcasts are a really good way to basically share your content over the internet. And when you talk about podcasting, it is definitely in some way better than watching a video. So if you have to do a comparison, for watching a video, you need to basically watch a video. And I spend a lot of time on YouTube almost every day. I don't really watch TV. Most of my content consumption for entertainment purpose or maybe I want to learn something, it happens mostly on YouTube. But I find it a bit tiring because whenever you are watching something, whenever you're looking at your screen on mobile, it is a bit tiring. And if you do it for a couple of hours every day, it is definitely not good, and you get this feeling of tiredness uh, always. But instead of watching something, I think personally that listening to content is definitely better when it comes to the consumption of content. When you want to consume some information, I think you can still do the same thing by listening to maybe your favorite author, or maybe if you want to read a book but you don't really want to read it, but you still want to you know understand or basically consume the content. So nowadays we all know that there is a concept of audiobooks, which in my opinion is really great, because when you listen to podcast, you don't really need full attention. You can do this listening while you're traveling. Maybe you are spending couple of hours every day in train, in tube, or maybe you are driving. Of course, I'm not saying that you should do it with full attention when you're driving. I mean, when you're driving, your attention should be on driving, but you can definitely listen to maybe some content. You don't need to basically use your full brain to understand what the other person is saying. And I think podcasting will definitely grow in the next coming years, or even right now it is quite popular. But I was doing some reading recently and I came to know that Google has already started doing this podcasting, and they are also indexing the podcast. So what it means? So it basically means that when you are making a podcast as a content creator, your podcast content, which is nothing but your audio, the way you are saying things, and actually your lyrics in case of song, but actually your content, it will be indexed by Google, and it means that it will appear in search. So this is really interesting because in the next coming years, many people will do things when it comes to home automation or maybe just content consumption in general. I think podcasting will definitely grow. So if I talk about myself, I have been doing blogging for many years. It has been, I believe, 12, 13 years since I am writing. I really like it because it is nothing but a way where I can express something. It could be my personal opinion, it could be something that I learned and I want to share it, or it is basically a place where I can just let out my feelings. Apart from writing, I also make videos on YouTube. I also have been doing these podcasts, but As I mentioned before, I was not really doing them for a while. I took a long pause, but now I think I want to do it again. And the best part is, as a content creator, I can do it quite easily. If I compare it with, let us say, writing or making a video. Writing is not very difficult. You can do it whenever you want, but you need a computer. You need definitely some thoughts in your mind. And when you are blogging, it need not to be the most thoughtful blog that you're writing. It can be a casual conversation, but you still need to open your laptop and type in few words in some organized fashion. When it comes to making a video is definitely a bit more difficult. You need to first make sure that in case you're doing your own personal recording, the camera quality or the video quality is good, the audio quality is good. If you are trying to share your screen, then you need to figure out the screen recording software. And when you record your screen or maybe your video with, of course, a good quality audio, you need to do some editing. So it is a process. There is a workflow that is involved, and making a video is definitely a big task. But as compared to writing and making a video, podcasting is definitely the most easy and simple way to basically produce some content. Right now, I'm talking to my phone and I'm not even using a great quality mic, because when it comes to audio, if you're talking to your mobile, we all have quite good quality microphones in our mobile phones. And even if there is some background noise, it is still fine, because it is always a bit more natural when you are, let us say, walking in a park, or maybe you are maybe in a bar. I haven't really done it, but I'll probably try once, or maybe, I don't know, if I can do it maybe from a bar, podcasting from a bar. That is something really interesting. Or maybe I can do podcasting while I'm on a train, but it will probably look a bit weird. Not really from a train, but uh, the point is that you can do podcasting literally from anywhere. All you need to do is record your audio, and you can do that still maintaining a very good high quality from your mobile phone. If you're talking to your mobile phone, it won't look that bad, because you can hold your mobile phone close to your mouth and you can do your talking, and you won't look weird. Whereas I find it personally a bit difficult to record myself in public. So, so these are some of the examples. And if your point is to just share some information, you can still do it by talking. And of course, podcasting won't really replace audio, or not audio, but your videos on YouTube, or maybe if you write something. It is not really a replacement, but it is certainly one additional way to make sure that you are producing content on a regular basis for a specific audience who just want to listen, or maybe they prefer listening to you. And when you're talking to someone, you can be natural. You don't need to be like very formal. You don't need to literally do any preparation right now. If you listen to my previous blogs, I'm sure you can feel that most of my blogs are very natural. There is this flow. If you're doing some mistakes, let us say if you make a mistake while talking, you can still ignore it, correct it, and people won't really mind, because they know that you're just talking to them as if they are in front of you, sitting with you, having a drink, or maybe just doing a casual conversation. And I believe this is really a great way to just make sure that your content is out quite regularly. I personally prefer that if I'm not making videos, I'm writing something. If I'm not writing something, at least I'm resharing some of my old content. But now I have decided that I'll probably make sure that I will do these podcasts quite regularly where I can just share maybe some new things, maybe things that are probably interesting for you. And again, when you subscribe to a podcast, you subscribe to them, or when you basically when you want to listen to someone on a regular basis, it means that you are interested in their content. And most of my content is around Atlassian tools, of course, like Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, Bamboo, and it is definitely this place where there will never be a shortage. I mean, I have been working on these tools for more than a decade, and I think I still need to learn new things. And my whole point of making these podcasts or videos, or my blog where I write quite regularly now, not really always, but I try to be regular. My whole point is to just share whatever I'm learning. I give this I really get this kick within me when I share, or whenever I learn with the intention of sharing it. And you can also give me feedback, and there is learning even if you are just making content. So when you write, you are learning how to write, you are always improving something. When you make videos, you are definitely learning a lot of things. Making videos on a specific topic is not just about that topic itself. It is about learning how to record yourself, how to basically edit the videos. And I personally enjoy learning new, doing something different every day. And I believe personally that podcasting is definitely the future, and it will definitely grow, especially when you can uh, see companies like Google coming into this territory of podcasting. We already have Spotify. We already have so many different providers, and of course, we know about iTunes. They started this concept of podcasting. I mean, the way they were distributing it, and now we have Google Podcast. So I think definitely this particular space of podcasting is very interesting. And if you are a content creator, you should definitely consider doing podcasting. It is not really difficult at all. I can probably share what I do. I use Anchor. So Anchor.fm is free. When I started my podcasting journey around 8 years ago, I was using paid podcasting hosting provider. So there used to be a site called LipSync and LipSync or Libsyn. Yeah, Libsyn, I believe. And they were not cheap, but they were not really expensive either. But when you want to do podcasting, it is a bit different. For videos, you can upload your videos on Vimeo. You can upload your videos on YouTube. It is free, and it will probably stay free forever, because of course Google is earning money from these videos that you upload. And definitely for the content creator, you don't need to worry about hosting your videos. But for podcasting, until recently, uh, there was no really good or great way to host your audio files. And I used to pay Libsyn. I forgot the name. Was it Libsyn or Lipsys? I think it was Libsyn. And I used to pay them. It was good. I mean, I was really happy. And my podcast was also on iTunes. I was also trying to. So basically, when you want to do podcasting, you need to generate RSS feed. And I believe Libsyn was able to give you this RSS feed that you can use directly on iTunes, because iTunes is the place where you want to submit your podcast. Apart from other aggregators, there are different services now. I'm not really aware of all of them, but you definitely have services like Player.fm, Stitcher, and Spotify now. So I was talking about Anchor, and Anchor is basically a free service for podcasters. And the good thing is that the moment you post your podcast on Anchor, you also have the option to submit it or distribute it on Spotify, because Spotify owns Anchor. They bought it, I believe, last year, if I'm not sure, if I'm not wrong, I think. But the good thing about Anchor is that it comes with a mobile app. It already has like a library. So when you record a podcast, maybe using your mobile app, or you can just use any mobile phone recording app and use the Anchor.fm mobile app to simply create a podcast. You can include some intro, you can include some end, or you can also do some in between interludes. So this is really handy. This is not at all difficult to create a podcast, and they also have a web interface where you can do it. But again, you don't have to use their mobile app. You don't have to use their website for creating a podcast. You can still do it maybe offline. Maybe use your own great recording software and edit it properly. Maybe do some professional grade editing if you want. But again, for most of the people, their focus is mostly on the content creation rather than worrying about the editing part. So for me personally, I prefer creating content regularly. And I think with Anchor.fm, I can do it very easily. I just need to open my mobile app, record myself, and within minutes, I can just publish it. And when I publish it on Anchor, it goes to my Spotify, and it also goes to iTunes, it also goes to Stitcher, it also goes to Player.fm. And on all these services, you have your own audience. So not everyone is going to subscribe Spotify. Maybe Spotify is not there in all the countries. Not everyone will use iTunes. Not everyone will use Stitcher, but if you are able to distribute to different networks and you are able to do it by just one app, then I think that is the best part. So this is how podcasting works, and I believe, as I mentioned before, you can do it very easily. So I guess I'll probably end this podcast right now. I'll probably finish my beer and my popcorn. And right now it is getting a bit dark outside, and there are some mosquitoes that are probably going to eat me. So I'll probably go inside and I'll prepare myself for the week that is coming up. So I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast. Thank you very much for giving me your time, and have a nice day.